Hello and welcome to the Susie Makes Craft channel, a craft channel that will take you through the basics of many crafts and hopefully enabling you to make your own creations. If you're a complete beginner or even if you have some skills but want to learn new ones, you're all very welcome. Now earlier today I did a video on how to make a granny stripe crochet shawl, and on the end of that shawl I had made some flowers and put a fringe on it, and I said that I would do another video showing you how to do the flowers and then the fringe. Well, there is another video now showing you how to crochet small flowers, which you can add to the bottom of your shawl if you want to. I'm just going to show you the ones I made. Now these will probably be a bit big for these purposes, but I had to do the video in chunky yarn so that people could see clearly what I was doing on video. But obviously if you did these in a thinner yarn they would come out smaller. It makes no difference to how you make them. So you would then, if you imagine this to be a lot longer, a lot bigger, you would place a flower every so often along the bottom ends of your shawl. And what I did was then get some fairly uniform lengths of yarn. So there I've got about 10 inches, and I think I put 2 lengths in every other gap along the bottom of my shawl. I'm going to show you how I did that now, so I'm just going to move those flowers out of the way. So I've cut 2 10-inch lengths of one of the colours of yarn that I was using to crochet the shawl in this demonstration. Now I'll hold the ends all together in one finger, get my crochet hook, bring it through from the back to the front of the shawl, and hook the centre of your yarn onto your hook and bring it through the gap. You start in the bottom middle and that'll help you with the placing. So there you see you now have the loop crochet hook through the other side of your shawl. You then hook the strands that you're holding on the other side around your hook and pull the loop over. Those of you who've ever done rug making will recognise that as a latchet hook method. And there you have your first fringe. So if I then don't have another colour with me, so I will actually use the same colour and show you that once more. So have a ruler ready to hand. So 10 inches, snip the yarn, do a second one the same length, snip, hold the 4 ends together nice and firmly. Now say I'm not going to put them in every gap, for instance. I'm going to put them in, not this gap, but this one here along the edge of my shawl. So your crochet goes from under out to the front, like so, of your shawl. Hook the centre of the 2 strands you're holding together and pull through to the back of the shawl, like so. Then take your hook over the front, hook your ends around your crochet hook and pull up the loop that is on the back, and then pull your ends through, like so, and then give a pull to tighten, firmly but not really tight. So there. Would you like to see that once more? So two 10-inch pieces of yarn, and put the 4 ends together in your hands to form a loop. Put your crochet hook from the back of the bottom of your shawl where you want the fringe to go through to the front. Hook the loop, oh, missed a bit. Hook the loop over the hook, and while holding on to it, take through to the back. So now your loop is sitting on the back, and your 4 strands of yarn are now on the front. You put your yarn across to the front, putting those strands over the hook, and take the loop over all of those strands, pull the strands through and give a pull, and see how easy is that. Now when you've done it, say if you have decided to put one in every it depends really how thick the yarn you're using, how often and how dense you want the fringe on the bottom of your shawl. But then once you've got the fringe all in, and you can then trim up, leave it as it is if you want, but you can then bring your fingers, sit your fringe, one piece of fringe through your first 2 fingers, smooth down to the bottom until you get to where you want the straight edge, and then just snip. That's nice and neat now. You might like it uneven, but this is just to show you in case. So take your fringe, one piece of fringe between your first 2 fingers, run gently to the bottom of the fringe till you're nearly at the end, and then where you see a slight unevenness, tidy it up with your scissors. There. And that is how you make the fringe for a bottom of a shawl. Now I then went a step further and decorated the tops of my fringe with a little flower. As I say, don't take any notice of the size of these. It was purely for the video purposes. I would actually make smaller flowers to go on the bottom of I did make smaller flowers to go on the bottom of my granny stripe shawl. So that is how you make the fringe for the bottom of your crochet shawl. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please do subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you for stopping by. It's been fun. See you soon. Bye bye.